This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, work begins on a master plan for Oamaru Harbour and residents ask the council to keep it simple. 2 Dunedin athletes finished top of a strong field in a 160-kilometre bike race. And Mosgiel man John Twaddle always believed he knew who killed his brother in the Australian outback 40 years ago. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Simon Anderson. As work begins to create a master plan for Oamaru Harbour, there was one key message from a recent seminar: don't change the tone of the harbour area. The seminar was held to discuss problems faced by the harbour, what could be achieved if they were addressed, and possible options.
Even on a rough day, there's a certain charm about Oamaru Harbour, and as work begins to create a master plan for its future, stakeholders have delivered a key message to Mayor Gary Kircher at a recent harbour seminar.
I think the overwhelming message is things are going pretty well, keep it going, and not necessarily don't do anything, but just don't change the tone of the place.
Kircher says there was plenty of robust discussion at the 2-day seminar, which formed the basis for the initial shape of the master plan.
So it was a chance to get round, basically work our way through what are all of the problems that we see, and then work through, well, you know, what are the not necessarily what are the solutions, but what are the good things as well.
The issues raised include current and future investment, the lack of a shared vision for the harbour, incomplete projects and environmental concerns. Traffic management and how the harbour's heritage could be retained were also discussed.
I think overall there were overwhelming themes of keeping the space as a great space for locals. Definitely, you know, looking at tourist attraction side of things as well, as far as making it attractive to tourists, but keeping it fundamentally there for locals.
A harbour master plan document is set to be created to go out for public consultation later in the year. In Oamaru, the South Today.
A 14-year-old has appeared in court in Dunedin, charged with attempted murder after a police officer was attacked. Details of the case are limited, but Inspector Martinga Gray says the youth was arrested on Friday and charged with attempted murder. The alleged offender appeared in the Dunedin Youth Court on Saturday. A well-placed source has confirmed the victim of the alleged attack was a police officer. Police won't comment on the circumstances of the incident, saying the matter is now before the courts. Finishing a 160-kilometre long bike ride is respectable enough. Doing it on a mountain bike where one stretch of the course has marker posts rather than a track is entirely another matter. But for 2 Dunedin riders, the hard work and perseverance paid off.
49 riders set off on a 160-kilometre course around Lake Hawea on Saturday, competing in the annual Contact Epic. 9 riders spent more than 12 hours in the saddle, and even for the winners, it was no walk in the park.
It's a huge day out, and by any means, you know, and I've done a fair few 100-milers in my time, and being able to do one here locally, and this really is New Zealand's only 100-mile race.
Van Leeuwen took over 7 hours to complete the course, while fellow Dunedin resident Ronelle Cook took nearly 9 hours.
This year we went further up the Hunter River, so that was quite a bit harder. A lot of pick your own line type stuff, a lot of boggy stuff, a lot of rocky, really hard out proper mountain bike riding.
It was Cook's second victory at this event, and she's previously won 24-hour mountain biking events as well. This 100-mile course took them far into the headwaters of the Hunter Valley, where no bike tracks exist.
You want to look up and you want to see the scenery, and every now and then you capture it and you're just like, am I actually riding this? You know, I'm not actually racing this. So yeah, absolutely amazing course and track out there. So.
But despite their Herculean efforts, the prize money was for the winners of the 125-kilometre main event, won by Ben Oliver of Christchurch and Kate Fluker of Queenstown. In Wanaka, the South Today.
The victim of a one-punch attack in Cow Lane last month has made a remarkable recovery. Queenstown police say the Sri Lankan father-to-be is now awake, responsive and able to converse. He was left in a coma with a fractured skull after the incident over a month ago. A 23-year-old Queenstown man was subsequently charged with causing grievous bodily harm to the man with intent to injure him. A 24-year-old man was also charged with causing grievous bodily harm with reckless disregard for the safety of others. Mosgiel man John Twaddle says he always believed he knew who killed his brother in the Australian outback more than 4 decades ago. Police arrested a former prison officer last week in connection with the cold case murders of Twaddle's brother Gordon, family friend Timothy Thompson, and Australian woman Karen Edwards. While the arrest of the 63-year-old vindicated Twaddle's suspicions, it brought him little joy. Otago reporter George Block visited him in his Mosgiel home yesterday.
They just arrested the guy on Friday night, so they had him in the police car, and that was, you know, he was in custody. So they interviewed him about a week before, and he'd kept on changing his story from, you know, time to time and what had happened and so forth. So they've been working on this for at least a year. 3 or 4 months ago, they've got it in the paper here that they've found the killer of Gordon, Karen and Tim, you see. So I followed it up, but I found out, I got hold of the police in Brisbane, and they said, no, this journalist's a bit over-enthusiastic. He was trying to pin every murder in Australia on this one guy who was a real baddie. So, and that's why then I was in touch with Nathan, you see, so since then he's kept me in touch with what's going on and so forth. Last night he just explained some of the background to what they'd got to actually pin him to the murder or to the murders, and he had stolen my friend's motorbike. He'd been charged for that way back in '78. He'd also painted it. He'd borrowed his dad's four-wheel drive, Toyota's four-wheel drive. That's what Tim and the rest of them were last seen in, travelling out, going with this guy. And that's what they were trying to pin who it was. But he returned his dad's truck all very nicely cleaned out, thank you. But about 3 weeks later they found the motorbike, and he'd been riding around on it because he knew that the owner wouldn't be coming looking for it. Someone doesn't go and steal a motorbike and then ride it round, even if he's painted it, because the owner will come looking. Yeah.
Has it made anything feel better at all?
No, not really, no. Nothing can ever bring them back, and catching him, well, that's fine, they've got him, and he's going to pay a wee bit, but he's had most of his life. He's 63 years old. Yeah, they haven't. Gordon was 21 and Tim was 31, so yeah, they haven't really had their life.
Still to come on the South Today. Positive news for those wanting to park longer in Dunedin. And Christchurch organisation Mana Ake has been busy counselling many people in the months since the shooting at city mosques.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life. Tuesdays, 7:30.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
At Green Island Medical Centre, we are committed in caring for our future and present generations. We know as a young person, coming to the doctors can be quite daunting. Our highly skilled doctors and nurses will make your experience one where you will leave with a smile. Your health is very important to us.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garrador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, his Garrador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Shall I make some scones?
No mai anō, welcome back. Drivers will soon be able to park for longer in parts of central Dunedin. The Dunedin City Council has announced parking changes near Otago University. They'll take effect within the next month and will allow motorists to stay all day in certain areas, including near Dunedin Hospital and Otago Museum. The move comes after a recent council survey in which residents discussed their concerns about parking in the area. The council says the changes are to encourage parking turnover and to better provide for visitors. Mana Ake is a community-driven support program helping young students and their parents in the wake of Christchurch terror attack last month. Originally started after the Christchurch earthquakes and funded by the government, the group now plays a valuable role in the well-being of children affected by the attacks.
What we did following the terror attack at the mosque, we were part of a coordinated response with other agencies who already work in schools. A lot of our schools in Christchurch were in lockdown, and that really ranged those experiences for those children. So some children did know a lot of information about what was going on. Other children didn't know what was happening outside of their school, but they knew that the teachers were keeping them safe and that they needed to be in school for that time. Pretty unsettling for everyone because it was an unusual event and it did go beyond school hours, so some children were in lockdown right up until 6 o'clock at night.
What we did was basically put together a crisis response mechanism on Friday for monitoring, checking in, and then for coordinating the Mana Ake response to supporting schools. We've really noticed the spread of schools where there's been an impact. Lots of schools have children who were directly impacted by their families being at the mosque or affected by what happened at the mosque. So that might be children with grandparents, children with uncles, through to children who were at the mosque.
We determined who was best placed to make the initial contact with those schools, and then we worked out what the needs were and set up responses following that. So for some schools, Mana Ake were going in and running some drop-in centres in schools. Some drop-ins were for parents, just a place to go in and connect and chat to other parents, kind of debrief, and some drop-ins are more aimed at teachers so that they can have an opportunity to do the same. At our drop-ins, we've been providing some information for teachers and for parents. We've been talking about acknowledging children's feelings and that that's going to look different for every child. We've provided some information collated from other services, things like what NetSafe have put out around exposure in social media and content, what might be a normal response to or what you might see with following a traumatic incident, and some self-care information as well. Really important for parents and teachers to be looking after themselves so that they can provide care for their tamariki. So for parents, I think acknowledging that a whole range of emotional responses is going to be normal for parents themselves and for children. So some children may be more dysregulated, some children will shut down, and just acknowledging that a whole range of emotional reactions is normal. Parents can validate that, what they see in their child, so noticing, hey, you seem upset today, or you seem a bit tired, naming the feelings and validating and say it's okay to feel whatever you're feeling at the moment. That's normal after we've been through something like this. Supporting children to feel calm by promoting a calm environment in the home, reassuring children that you're going to be consistent with routines in the home, and having opportunities to connect as a family. So eye contact, some children will need more affection at the moment from their parents, and opportunities for play, so going outside, doing things as a family, having meals together, connecting and getting back into some normal routines.
We're looking now at where there are maybe gaps in information or where we can strengthen our information for teachers. So we've got a bit of a focus on teacher wellbeing. I think parents and teachers need to know how important they are in children's lives, that children look to them. So parents and teachers looking after themselves, really focusing on how they manage and promote their own well-being, because that becomes a model for their children. We know that adults, particularly in younger children's lives, are a huge moderator of children's emotions. So the better that we can have parents and teachers doing that, the better the well-being of our children will be in the longer term.
After the break on the South Today, Liam Coltman commits to the Highlanders for another 3 years, and the Black Ferns rugby team inspire the next generation with skills and silverware.
Green Island Medical Centre have 2 late night clinics. We are now open on a Tuesday and Thursday night until 7 p.m. with doctor and nurse appointments available. Phone us on 488 2754 to make a booking or to find out more information.
Autumn is here and it's too late to sow seed. But don't despair, Ready Lawn is the answer to all your garden woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 027 22 88 190.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Most of us have spots on our skin. That's quite normal. Finding skin cancer as early as possible is key to successful treatment. Book in for a free check of 1 to 2 moles or a comprehensive full body check with the Mole Doctor in Waverley.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren. His Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Thanks for staying with us. The Highlanders have got a hooker sorted for the next 3 years. All Blacks and Otago hooker Liam Coltman has re-signed with the Highlanders and New Zealand Rugby through to 2022. It's the second piece of good news for the franchise recently, with All Black halfback Aaron Smith re-signing for 2 years earlier this month. The 29-year-old Coltman has made 92 appearances for the Highlanders since his debut in 2013. He's also played 4 tests for the All Blacks. Coltman says he's happy to have the opportunity to stay in Dunedin. Members of the Black Ferns rugby team were at St Kevin's College in Oamaru this week to take a training session for female pupils in the Waitaki region. And they brought along a special trophy to help inspire the next generation.
Learning from the best in the business, budding young North Otago female rugby players getting put through their paces by members of the World Cup winning Black Ferns.
It's really neat to see, I guess, the energy and the fact that they love playing rugby, and so it's cool that we could take the World Cup and that we can get out in the community as well and help them.
The day was organised by Highlanders Region Women's Rugby Development Manager Warren Kearney in conjunction with North Otago Rugby. Kearney says the number of female rugby players is on the rise in the region.
It's still early doors for this year, obviously the winter coming, but talking to the schools and the numbers are really encouraging. So until Term 2 starts, we'll get a better gauge of the final numbers, but things are looking pretty good so far down here.
Not only are numbers on the rise, so is the level of competition, helped in no small part by some of the initiatives being carried out by the North Otago Union.
So hopefully this year we're going to do a Friday night and just have girls only, so trying to get them just playing against each other from 7 to 13-year-olds, offering another option, and they can still play with the boys then as well.
The roadshow continues around the south throughout the school holidays. In Oamaru, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. As work begins to create a master plan for Oamaru Harbour, there was one key message from a recent seminar: don't change the tone of the harbour area. Two Dunedin athletes finished top of a strong field in a 160km bike race held over the weekend around Wanaka. And Mosgiel man John Twaddle always believed he knew who killed his brother in the Australian outback 40 years ago, and says police have the right man. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Phil.
Yes, hi. Fresh pages tomorrow, 3 of them with top recipes and an article about the rise of artisan chocolate, all sorts of other stuff. Lots about the tragedy at Notre Dame, the big fire. New principal appointed at King's High School, so some details about where he comes from.
Yep.
And finally, I thought I'd mention the huge fine for the Southern District Health Board after a major accident some time ago at the hospital in Invercargill.
Right, okay. Thank you, Phil. And now we have time for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the southern view, school holiday preparation looks like cycling for all the family. Looking at the situation, fine for a few more days as a large anticyclone brings mostly clear skies and light winds to the southern region. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect clear skies and 18 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim, you're in for a fine day as well. Your high is predicted to reach 18 degrees. In Canterbury, it's also going to be fine and sunny in this region. Plan for a high of 15 degrees in Kaikoura, 16 in Christchurch and Ashburton. It's your turn to shine as you lead this bunch with a high predicted of 17 degrees tomorrow. In the southern towns, plan for light winds and fine weather right across the region. The Catlins, Lumsden and Gore should all reach 14 degrees, while Balclutha is the leader of the pack, aiming for 15. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, this region also follows the others with light winds and fine weather. Wanaka and Alexandra should reach 17 degrees, Queenstown you're one down on 16, while Te Anau you're looking at a high of 14 degrees. Up to the northern towns, Twizel and Omarama plan for light winds with clear skies and 17 degrees. Timaru and Oamaru you'll have light winds and are both heading for 14. In Dunedin, fine and cold tonight with an overnight low of 3. Sunny and cool tomorrow, looking at a high of 14 and a low of 5 degrees. Moderate northeasterly winds on Thursday, a high of 14 and a low of 8 degrees. Heading to Invercargill, fine with frosts tonight with an overnight low of 1. Mostly fine and sunny tomorrow with light winds, a high of 15 and an overnight low of 4 degrees. Fine and sunny with some high cloud developing on Thursday and moderate northerlies. A high of 15 and a low of 8 degrees. And that's our news this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.